Um, Good morning, classmates. Good morning, classmates. Good morning, everyone. We are here to present the our topic by Group 11, the ladder diagram programming, and it will give a short introduction in our topic by Mr. Nico Nicdao.
Correction, Dominic Nick daw po. Hmm. So the definition of a ladder diagram, it is an advanced schematic widely used to record logic structures for industrial controls. In other words, isang way ang ladder diagram para gumawa ng PLC or Programmable Logic Controller. Makikita siya sa machine usually para sa automation. So, one example one example is a saw stop. So, ang SawStop, nakikita siya sa isang saw machine, which is yung mechanism na kapag naka-receive ng input sa blade or naka-detect ng balat or flesh ng tao, automatically mati-trigger yung stopper, which also prevents additional injuries. So, next reporter is Mr. Reyes.
Thank you. Good morning. So just to give us more information about ladder diagram programming. Ladder diagram programming is the most popular method of all among the methods of programmable logic controller, or also known as PLC. So it is a graphical, which of course uses graphics, pictures, to show the diagram. PLC programming language that expresses logic operations with symbols using ladder diagrams, much like katulad ng mga rails and rungs of a traditional relay logic circuit. So engineers and electricians as well as students can find the transition from an electric circuit through a ladder logic na mas madaling maintindihan. So next reporter is Jane Perez.
So, ladder diagram has seven basic parts. It includes rails, rungs, inputs, outputs, logic expressions, address notation and tag names, and comments. So, in the first one, rails are rails represents the start and end of each line of symbolic code. There are two rails represented in a ladder diagram, which are drawn as vertical lines running down the far most of the ends of the pages. In a relay logic circuit represents the supply wires of a relay logic control circuit. So next is rungs. Um, these are the lines drawn horizontally and it connects the rails to the logic expressions. Um, it represents the wires that connects the components together. However, it represents also the logic flow through the symbolic codes. The inputs, these are the external controls actions such as push button being pressed or limit switch being triggered. The inputs are actually hardwired to the PLC terminals and represented in the ladder diagram by a normally open or normally closed contact symbols. Outputs are external devices that are being turned on and off, such as electric motor or solenoid valves. The outputs are also hardwired to the PLC terminals and are represented in the ladder diagram by a relay coil symbol. Next is logic expressions. These are the combination of inputs and outputs to formulate a desired control operation. Next slide. Next is address notation and tag names. These are the notations. Ay, these are the input, output, and logic expression memory addressing the whole structure of the PLC. The tag names are the descriptions allocated to the addresses. And lastly, the comments. These are one of the important parts because These are displayed at the start of each rank, and it is used to describe the logical expressions and control operations being executed in the group of rungs. And the next topic is discussed by
Good morning. This is the nine basic nine basic symbol that we use in ladder diagram symbol. Number one, naturally open contact. In electrical circuit, a naturally open contact refers to a type of switch or relay that it is in resting state, does not allow electrical current to flow through it. That means the circuit is open and no electricity can pass through it. Next, a positive transition sensing contact is an electric switch that is designed to detect a change in a signal from low to high and trigger a response. Next, a naturally close contact. It's a type of switch or relay that in its resting state allows electrical current to flow through it. This means that the circuit is closed and electricity can pass through it without any additional action or power. Next, negative transition sensing contact. It's an electrical switch that is designed to detect a change in a signal from high to low and trigger a response. Next, a coil. Coil is a type of electrical component that is typically made of wire wood into a spiral helix shape. Next, a positive transition sensing coil is an electromagnetic coil that is designed to detect a change in a signal from low to high and generate an electrical response. Next, a negative transition sensing coil is a coil that is designed to detect a change. Oh, holy sorry. It's an electrical signal typically represented by a voltage or current level. Next, a set latch coil is a electronic circuit that digital signal or state and maintain it until it reset. The set latch coil is one of the components used to create this function. Next, a negated coil. It's a digital electronics or non-negated coil. It refers to a coil that produces electrical response that matches the logic state of the input signal. For example, the input signal is high and the non-negative negated coil produces a high electrical response. And if the input signal is low, the non-negated coil produces a low electrical response. Next, ito example siya ng ng ladder diagram. So makikita natin yung symbol na naturally open contact, which ibig sabihin nun is simply means that the switch or relay in question is not designated to open by default or requires power. So hindi siya gagana as long na yung main power switch ay hindi siya naka-open. Next naman, yung second symbol na makikita natin dito is yung naturally closed symbol. Ito, ibig sabihin naman nito, a relay that allows electrical current to flow through it by default without any additional action or power. A commonly used in electrical system that requires continuous power or electricity. Ito, kahit patayin natin yung pinaka main switch, magkakaroon pa rin siya ng response, pero hindi siya aabot sa pinaka output, which is itong last symbol natin, which is yung coil. And the next reporter will be KG.
The benefits of ladder diagram. It is initiative and documenting. And it's also a ladder diagram provides superb schematics interpretation, focus on well understood principle of circuit architecture. The main purpose of this ladder diagram is intended to replicate electrical circuits. It is a perfect way of reflecting abstract logic cores. It is also a ladder diagram. Is pretty initiative for the digital logic. Itong ladder diagram is marami siyang magagawa sa atin, lalo na sa mga electricians natin. Kasi itong ladder diagram is naka-design para mapadali ang paggagawa nila ng electric circuits. For example, yung Kirchhoff, ganun. So, next. That will conclude our report for today. So, thank you. Sana mapanood niyo po.